Welcome black. LiveThatSINY. Your host, Ja Dreads. We back with another banger. Got special guests, and we got a special guest in the house.
First of all, you already know how we do, man. Congratulations, man. My OG award winning, and I appreciate everything you've done for me and been doing, and we're gonna get to it. We got my bro here on the side.
That's right.
And he's not no rookie to introducing himself. Let him know your name, King.
Yes, definitely.
All right, my name is Coach Chad Cromwell. I'm one of the hosts of two shows. The first show is Thorough Black Talk. It comes on every Thursday, live on YouTube with my sister Keisha, my brother Blacksmith, my sister Marcia, and my brand new venture is with my brother C Gutter. It's called the OG Wisdom Podcast. Yes, the real C Gutter from Junior Mafia, Little Kim and Biggie's hitter. Salute to my brother Balagoon.
Yo, thank you.
Yeah.
Shout
All
out
right.
to Better.
So
That's who I am.
let's take over. They know who you are now, so let's just get them caught up to how we got here today, and just give them a little background. You know how you got into who you are, how you got into this. You know what I'm saying, and where you plan to take this.
All right. So, again, my name is Coach Tad Cromwell. I became a coach because I once was overweight. I think my biggest was close to 300
I be
pounds.
forgetting that. Yo,
As big as
have
about 280. 280. I was up to 280.
I forgot.
And I lost about 100 pounds. You know, I just got tired of being overweight.
Right.
I was in my early 30s. They wanted to put me on all kind of medication. My body was aching and hurting. And I just had to take control of my life. I was inspired by the television show, The Biggest Loser. I used to just eat my snacks and watch TV.
Right.
And The Biggest Loser was entertaining. And I used to watch all of these people just change their life, you know, and I had just got tired of being fat. So this is around 2008, 2009, when everybody started getting on Facebook, you know, social media was popping. So, you know, you connected with all your friends and people slowly, surely saw me losing weight. And then it was encouraged like, yo, you should go into fitness. You should be a personal trainer. You're pretty good. You know what you're doing. Because I had folks tap me like, yo, what can I do? What can I do to lose my belly? What can I do to lose this, that, and the third? And I did a lot of reading. I love to read. So I got into that. And I just decided not just to stay in fitness, but also go into life coaching. And that's when I just started attaching the coach to Coach Tad Cromwell, because I am certified through NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine, is where I got my personal trainer certification from.
Okay.
And I just wanted to inspire people, because it feels good to feel good.
Right.
And can't nobody tell me you feel good being overweight. If you're not being honest with yourself. We're not being honest.
Right. Or they feeling themselves too much. You know.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So that's where it started.
And health-wise, it was
Definitely.
a good move.
Everything starts with the health, you know, because that's just the physical. But as I went into life coaching, start dealing with the mental, because I'm from the streets, you know, typical dude on the corner. I laugh when I talk to people now because they can't imagine who I used to be. When I tell them back in the days, I didn't even drink water.
Right.
Be on the block, smoke a blunt with the boys. We get thirsty, we grab a 40.
Hey.
Like, yo, I don't know how you get hydrated with a 40 ounce of malt liquor, but
Right.
that's what we thought we was doing, you know? So I was definitely in that mind of just being a hood dude. You know, I'm from Brooklyn, moved out to Staten Island some years ago, so I'm back and forth between Brooklyn and Staten Island. But I had that mindset that Brooklyn was my world. Everything is Brooklyn.
Right.
I'm from Fulton Street, you know, shout out to everybody from Fulton Street, from downtown to East New York, you know.
Right. I was born Brooklyn Hospital. So.
Okay, see, that's a hop,
Represent.
skip, and a jump.
Right, represent.
You know, my children was born in Brooklyn Hospital.
Okay.
You know, but it was the mindset that I had of being caught in the paradigm of being a street dude. You know what I'm saying? Wearing as a badge of honor, going anywhere in the world, just carrying Brooklyn on my back. You know, and it has its place, but some doors gonna get shut when you come in with that mindset, that mentality.
Right.
And you think people hating on you, maybe because you black, or you know they don't respect the real.
Right.
Nah, it ain't that. It's an energy you carry that the rest of the world is not operating on. Right. That lower level mentality that you could just bogart your way into places and people should bend to your whim. It's not how the world operates.
Right.
And in my growth and development, I started learning that stuff. You know, the things I'm worried about, police and ops, Other people, they not even concerned with getting shot at or running from the police. That's not their reality.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, what can I do to live like that where I'm not having to worry about what's going on behind me, worrying about I can't go to this neighborhood. I got beef over here, I got beef over there.
Looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, after a while, that's not cool. So it came to a point where I had to grow, especially being a father, you know. What am I going to teach my children? Yeah. So all of these things was thoughts that I had that, you know, over time it developed. You know, it didn't happen overnight, but this pretty much what brought me to the path that I'm on now, you know, just the mental health and then the physical, you know. But with all that, what do you do with it? You read a book here, you read a book there, you learn a little something, but what good is the knowledge if you don't apply it?
Right.
And that's what put me on this road to sharing this information through 2 shows that I do. You know, I've done community work. I sponsored a school in Africa, been there 4 times, ran at least 3 marathons, over 20 half marathons.
I seen them. I saw the footage. Right.
And it feels good. You know, I was honored in 2021 as a man of honor from the city council, Hakeem Jeffries, and another state senator. Like, I got a Ill Thinker Award from my brother D. Most.
God bless you.
And not to mention my sisters in Harlem who gave me a Celebrate Thy Brother Award in 2020. You know, so I got the accolades, and I mean, it's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna minimize it.
Right.
But the feeling of doing good and helping other people get to that place is the real reward.
That's why
you know,
we're down here
the
doing
trophies and the plaques and the certificates, all that is, I appreciate that. But to know that I've been spared from being that street dude, because I was out there, like, you know, I've been on both ends of violence, you know what I mean? By the grace of God, you know, I'm not dead and I'm not incarcerated, though people have tried, you know?
Yeah.
Judge threatened me with 25 years. Dude threatened me with 25 shots. Like, I've been through it all, you know, and I just want to share with people that life is better on the other side.
Gets greater.
Definitely.
You know, I've touched some beautiful shores. You know, I've been to Miami. I've been to Mexico and Africa and Hawaii, and just to sit back and chill, man, that's the beauty of life.
Right.
And I want people to know that just because you live in the projects, you don't have to be stuck there.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just an address.
Fact.
Right.
Don't have to be a lifestyle. It doesn't have to be your self-imposed prison to where you figure ain't nothing going on outside of your projects. It's a beautiful world out there, man. Waters be like 70 degrees. It ain't even cold or hot. And you can just chill. Look at beautiful people walk by and just meet people that's not even from your community, of different nationalities, different countries, and find the commonalities, because most people just want safety, security, and move their family to the next level.
Right.
I think at the core of everybody, that's all you really want. Safety, security for yourself and your family. But how do we achieve that? By stop looking at everybody as an enemy. Stop looking at everybody as a problem. Because it's not a reflection of them, it's a reflection of you and how you view the world. You know, but these are conversations that people aren't really having, because in today's society, we're always taught to hate somebody that just have a disagreement or a different perspective, because it's not even really a disagreement.
Right.
If you're a Republican, I have to hate you because I'm a Democrat. If you're black, I have to hate you because you're white, or vice versa. If you live uptown, I gotta hate you from downtown.
Willie Lynch, the Willie Lynch.
Willie
syndrome.
Lynch.
Yeah.
And most people aren't familiar with the Willie Lynch syndrome, because that's black folks' situation, you know what I'm saying, Willie Lynch.
Right.
White folks may not be familiar, some may be, some may not, but it's all on
It affects them
perspective.
too. They have to say,
definitely.
Right.
Oh, definitely.
Flooded
Right.
to them also.
Right.
Just past them.
So the thing is that a lot of times we have to have honest conversations with ourselves and decide, who are we? And are we happy with who we are?
Right.
And then ask the question, who do we want to be?
Right.
Start taking an inventory of ourselves. Things about ourselves we like, things we don't like. Things we like, let's feed that. Things we don't like, let's work to change that.
Right.
You know, you got tons of books out here. There's nothing new under the sun. There's almost a book for every problem out there. You want to learn about financial investments? There's books out there. You want to learn about history? There's books out there. Self-development, there's books out there. Anything you want to know. And if it's not there, that's your calling. Go write the book now.
Thank you.
That's your calling. You don't find what you're looking for? Here's your this the gap you have to fill.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I live my life for. You know, I just want to inspire people because I was known as an OG in the hood. You know, somebody who, for all intents and purposes, I'm with the shits. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever you want to do, I'm with it. If you want to squash the beef, I'm with it. You want to stand in the middle of the street like we John Wayne, let's do it.
On all levels.
No,
I'm with whatever
the
you
new
with.
saying is F around and find out.
That's right. That's right. So you fuck around and find out.
Right.
You know, but and here's the thing with that. That and 275 will only get me on the bus.
Right.
Nobody care how tough you are. You aren't the toughest. You go to jail, you gonna meet some tough dudes.
Oh, you're gonna meet the tough one.
You gonna meet some tough dudes.
Right.
And you don't have that weapon that you rely on the block.
Right.
So how do you move? The mind is the strongest weapon we got, but are you filling it
Terrible
with
thing
knowledge
to
and
waste.
information? Are you developing the mind? Are you developing this muscle to be who you want to be? A person that can minimize conflicts in your life and really pursue your idea of happiness.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't want to talk too long. I'm quite sure you probably got some questions.
No, you doing your thing.
This
Right.
is your day. This is to help elevate your platform. And me pulling up, coming down here, I just wanted to show, you know, how there's enough room for everybody.
Definitely.
Here, 3 kings, you know what I mean?
Right.
Award-winning hosts. I have my Phenom stuff going on, podcast, over 10 years. You're doing your thing. You've been a spokesperson before all this. You understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? Naturally by state, through the community, friends, family, and now you're stepping it up as you should. So it's just good to see 3 powerful on the rise brands here on a platform,
Right.
saying each other's names, shouting out, you know, each other's brand and moving forward, because a lot of that's not going on. And I like to see it. I see it somewhat on other people's pages and grams, but let's get this out into the atmosphere, to the community. You know what I mean? Everything is not just the phone. And one thing I stress that I do notice that a lot of stars, shout out to celebrities I've been around, some celebrities I met on the gram, Ice-T, Smoother Hustler, Shannon Briggs, Mike Tyson. It's more than just the phone. So since we see everybody's in the phone, we're trying to put the information in the phone that's telling you to get back outside, get outdoors, get out to these activities. Come look at the Jai Dredd show. Come see the OG Wisdom podcast once we do it live outside. Get outdoorsy, because everything, like life is precious, you know what I mean? It's all about unity and unification, and that's what we doing. So that's me coming up here representing, just being a part of this. I'm glad, from my mentor and to my friend / homie. And it just you know, as a little bit, we all elders, we all, you know, grown men.
Right.
You're older than me, you have me by very few years, but on a real tip, looking up, me seeing this and seeing the growth, I'm happy to be around this. I'm proud, and I've accomplished a lot in a little bit of time. So
Appreciate that.
This is a dope look, and everybody on their way. It's enough for everybody. Everybody do a podcast if you feel, you know, you're free and fit to do. It's not for everybody, but everybody should do it.
I'm glad you said that, though.
Yeah.
You know, for everybody to do a podcast, because everybody has a story to tell.
Everybody.
Sometimes folks will try to discourage you from pursuing your dream. Oh, somebody's already doing that, or somebody. But nobody has your perspective.
Exactly.
There may be people who are in agreement, may be in alignment, but you have a unique story. We all do.
And the voice.
Yes, I like to tell people, we divine by design. We're unique.
Right.
The Creator ain't make no mistakes when we were created.
Right.
We were blessed with free will just to see what we gonna do with it. Right. Everything we need is here. Like you said, unfortunately, what I see is if you're not stamped by a certain person, people won't give you the light of day.
That's a fact.
But they don't see the value in
agenda
that.
that they want to push.
Yeah,
if
'cause
you're
the sign could be
not
paid
pushing
or
the
could be
agenda, it's
placed
like,
there.
oh, right.
Yeah, it's definitely always an agenda. I was just having this conversation earlier about 2 people that I look up to, 50 Cent and Kanye West.
Right.
To people, say what you want.
50, yeah.
People hate them,
Shout-
right?
yeah, shout to 50.
Shout to 50.
Right.
And I tell people, you don't know what a hater is until somebody run up on you and try to kill you.
That's a fact.
Right.
I've been shot a couple of times.
God bless.
That's hate. Not somebody disliking my post or just being a, hater. No, haters show up at your house 2 o'clock in the morning
Right.
shooting at you. That's a hater.
Facts.
That is a hater, and unfortunately, I've been on that end of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But what did 50 do? He didn't look at himself as a victim. He used that to fuel him. Say, yo, if this is not gonna break me, nothing will. I encourage people to read his book. I just finished Raekwon and Ghostface book. Excellent, excellent books. I look at Kanye. People always call Kanye crazy because he believed in himself.
Right.
And that's on a macro level. Kanye's a superstar, you know? But what about the everyday person that don't get that kind of celebrity, but just don't want to be stuck in the hood and be like, yo, I'm thinking about going back to school. Oh man, what you going back to school for? You too old for that. Man, fuck that. People are always trying to discourage you.
Right.
And I used them too as an example because they didn't let nobody deter them. I remember years ago when Kanye first came out and Rockefeller split, he went with Jay-Z instead of Dame Dash. Though he said Dame gave him the opportunity.
Right.
He said he used to go to Jay-Z, let Jay hear beats. Jay be like, yo, that's dope. I like that. Kanye be like, yeah, but I rap too. He be like, oh, word? No doubt. Yeah, but this beat, he won't give him the time of day.
That's a
But
fact.
look who we talking about now.
Right.
A megastar. A megastar. Not somebody who just put a dent in hip hop game, but somebody who gave the culture a paradigm shift on you can be a billionaire. There's nothing you can't do. Kanye was saying in his interviews, yo, you can't just relegate me to being a producer.
Yeah.
I'm multi-talented.
Right.
Put me in that
He said, I
box,
can rap.
that corner.
So when they found out he could rap, he was talking about doing fashion. Oh man, ain't nobody going, you can't do fashion now. Come on. He's like, yo, you can't, you can't tell me what I can't do.
Sky's the
And that's motivating because unfortunately,
pulling up to them red
too
carpets.
many people who don't have a plan for your life want to tell you abandon the plan you have for yours. And we all are born on purpose with a purpose. We just have to find out what it is. One of my favorite movies, and it became one when I became an adult, is The Wiz or Wizard of Oz, whichever one you like. And it's pretty much what life is in a nutshell, because we're all looking for something. We're all looking for something. And that yellow brick road is your path.
Right.
And along the path, you're gonna meet people that's looking for something themselves. We call them friends. Some of them are family. Some of them are coworkers. And we walk this path together. We face challenges together. We win together. But at the end of the road, ultimately, that thing you're looking for is yours, and it's already in you. Unfortunately, them 4 people plus total, Dorothy the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, was looking for somebody else to give them what they naturally had inside of them.
Right.
And that's the moral of The Wiz. Everything you're looking for is already inside of you. Stop looking to other people for validation, approval. People will always tell you no. I always say, I don't ask. If I ask for something, it's out of respect. But for the most part, I stand in my power and I demand it.
Right.
Because I don't give people an opportunity to tell me no.
Right.
I ask for what I want and I show up with something that they could benefit from. It has to be an equal exchange. You just can't go through this life taking, and don't offer.
Exactly.
Right.
And what you offer
So right.
should be a little more valuable than what you're asking for, so people can see you're honest and sincere. And then that's how your blessings come.
Amen to that.
That's how your rewards come, by not being selfish.
Thank you.
Think about yourself, though. Don't let nobody pull you off your yellow brick road. Don't let them pull you off your path.
Yeah.
But at the same token, offer a little more. Give a little more of yourself, man. That's what they say, service to the community is the rent you pay on this earth.
Right.
Amen.
Let's just give, man, because I see too many takers. Nobody want to do nothing for you if ain't something in it for them.
That's a fact. That's a
You
fact.
know, I ain't no church going dude, and I don't know Bible
all
thumper,
that
but they say be a cheerful giver.
Amen
Be a
to that.
cheerful giver, you
what
know.
I mean? I am a God-fearing man, and I hate to stress the fact, I'm not here to lecture or teach, but back to the podcast theme, it helps you find yourself. A lot of people been sitting around, been stressful before the pandemic, and it got worse. And being that we're outside, like I said, I suggest it to any and everyone, little to the oldest. You're lonely, you're miserable, or you're trying to find yourself, hit record, pick a topic, or just say what's on your mind, vent. And then if you get the courage enough, you let your mom, your dad, your best friend, your homie feel it, and you go from there. And I bet you, like this dude I ran into, big dude, diesel dude, construction worker. I ain't saying his name, but I know he probably would, but I'm not. Long story short, he could knit his ass off. He could knit. Like, you know what I mean? Pot handle, vest, jacket, glove. So I'm like, bro, if you don't want to, you know, he want to do podcasts, he want himself out there. I said, bro, you know, you don't got to get no mask, like you get a logo. You pick one of your things you made, that'll be your logo right there.
Yeah.
You want to talk, you use your voice, you pitch, you know, tell your stories of how you started knitting, and how you want to, you know, you want like a knitting coalition of people. And the thing is, he want people that's not known for knitting like him, you know what I mean, to be around, and that's what he wanted his podcast moving. I said, bro, that's a whole nother wave nobody even doing. And I said, plus, you know, the stereotype, people think a knitter is an old lady or somebody, you know what I mean? Whatever stereotype you got for a knitter, when they see, you know, a diesel dude, working car, but he's just great at knitting, he's phenomenal, that'll open doors for you. So that's why, once again, I'm glad we're here. That's what this is all about, because this is 3 different brands. You could be talking about this, that, bubble gum. I could be talking about birds flying. You could be talking about bridges, whatever. Everybody got their own opinion, and it's of value to them, and you bring it to the world, and that's how we elevate, and that's what it's all about. So that's good feeling, man. And shout out to my bro Renko, he in the back recording on the side. Shout out to Jai Dredd doing what he's doing, because this award-winning stuff, and you better jump on the ticket now, because yesterday's price is not
That's right.
today's price.
That's a
And
fact.
the whole world is no secret. The whole world knows that.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, boys, real inspiring about your story is you lead by example. You understand what I'm saying? You have, and that's the most important thing. It's good to tell these youth and tell people certain things, but if we ain't doing what we telling them to do, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Right.
They looking at that.
Right. It could get real hypocritical.
Real.
Yeah, It's funny you say that, because I forgot. Forgive me. Yes, I had a youth group, which I'm about to relaunch in the upcoming fall. We working out some behind the scenes things. It's called Party, Parents Actively Reclaiming Their Youth. And what we do is educate our young people on Black
Say
history.
that one more time?
Parents Actively Reclaiming Their Youth.
Fire.
Party.
I want the people to get it.
Yeah. Parents Actively Reclaiming Their Youth.
Facts.
And we call it Party, and what we do is we took children pretty much up and down the East Coast. You know, we take them to the Great Blacks and Wax Museum, all the museums in New York. I think they hit Liberty Science Center. We take them to lectures. They got to meet, of course, Dr. Umar in his early stages, Ilyasha Shabazz, Malcolm X's daughter, Kaba Kamene. For our first year anniversary, we had Papoose come through as the keynote speaker. Yeah, shout out to Papoose.
He always
you
showing
know,
love.
yeah. He's a real. Papoose is a humble, grounded
Oh,
brother.
definitely.
You know, and he lent his voice. You know, because wasn't no money involved, but you know, he came and he spoke to the young people, and they were inspired and motivated. You know,
We see you, Pat. We appreciate you, my guy.
and, you know, to the point of being the example. We have to be the example. It's easy to sit and point the finger. In fact, that's what actually started it. I think we started in like 2012. You know, and everybody's talking about how out of control the young people are on social media. These kids are out of control. These kids are out of control. I'll tell you the story real quick. I tapped about 70, 75 people that, you know, we always talking about the kids. I said, yo, I got an idea. We all should get together, do something for the young people to get them off the streets. Let's do a talent show, give them money. Let's help them develop into being good people.
Right.
Out of 75 people, 10 showed up. Out of 10, let's say 4 was consistent with the work. I'm talking about every week. And the young people loved it. And this is why we're gonna relaunch it, because they were teenagers 12 years ago. They're young adults now. Some of them are school teachers and things like
Parents
that.
and parents, they saw.
Yeah, and they say, yo,
They see it.
why y'all don't do that anymore? I said, because it's your turn. It's your turn now. One of the things they asked me when we first started, they said, Mr. Cromwell, how much do we have to pay for all this? I said, you know what you got to do? Pay it forward. When you become an adult, replicate this.
Right.
Don't have to be this specific program, but volunteer to help young people in your community.
Facts.
One person was like, where we gonna get these kids from? Where we gonna get these kids from? I said, you don't know no children?
About to say.
You don't got nieces and nephews? You don't know no children on your neighborhood, on your block? Like, who don't have access to children?
Domino effect, man.
And that's the sad part, because too many of the wrong people got access to our children.
That's a fact.
So they do the wrong
That's
things
definitely a
with
fact.
our children.
Yes.
All type of assault, all type of poisonous ideas,
Drugs.
drugs,
easiest drugs ever.
alcohol,
Right.
Listen, let me
all the wrong things.
I've mentored and taught in the past. First of all, I've been working for Board of Education from a para to assistant teacher to TA for over 25 years.
Okay.
All right? So I done help principals, schools, organizations, you name it, guidance counselors, you name it. And I'm not talking about a small difference. It's a big difference like this. The way our children, and I say our because all of our white, black, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, Russian.
They're the future, so
Yeah,
we
they're
have
the
to
future.
claim them. We have
How they interact in school with these phones
Yes.
is
An addiction.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction.
To where we have to make rules that even if you, like I said, you even look on Instagram, you even look on some Reddit, they're telling you to put the phone down.
Yeah, you have to.
They're telling you to go outside. All right, you don't want to read. All right, then go outside. Go knock on a neighbor door. Go to the park. Go play ball. Draw a skelly court. Yeah, shoot a video. Do it outside. Because everybody, mind state is like this. It's everybody.
It's funny you mentioned the phone. In the youth group, we had some good kids.
Right.
They were used to putting the phones away. I was like, pull your phones out.
Yeah.
So you got a computer in your pocket.
Right.
Research this.
Exactly.
Research.
Exactly.
They be like,
Do the-
oh, so
If you're gonna be in it, you gotta be in it to win it.
I said, here's the difference. One of the things we did, and this is without the phone. We were talking about Jordans. We were talking about Jordans, and I asked each child, how much does it cost to make a pair of Jordans? You know, some like $1, some $100, $5. Everybody was on, you know, had their own guesstimation.
Right.
We watched a documentary called Behind the Swoosh. Once we finished watching the documentary, how much does it cost to make a pair of Jordans? Now we're all on one accord. How do you know that? You said it was $5 before. You said it was $1. How do you know? We just saw it. We saw where they make them, da-da-da-da-da. So now you did the research.
Right.
Now you have the information. Now when you see how much it costs, is it really worth the amount of money that people sit outside for? No. I said, and this is what they don't want you to know. Knowledge is really power.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what we would do,
Exactly.
every Friday we would meet in the community center. And then I would, you know, I have an extensive library because I love to read. I would take a chapter from a book. I would have them read the book in a circle. You know, everybody take a paragraph. Practice your public speaking skills.
Right.
That's what this does. Develops the confidence to speak publicly, to not be, we're not doing that in here. Speak up.
Proper etiquette.
Like you in the yard, like you
Exactly.
outside talking to your
Exactly.
friends. But not only do we do the in-house study, then I do what we call field research. Because whatever book we read, we go into the museum. We're going to the place to put it in its proper context. Because it's one thing to read something. It's a whole different energy when you're there. When you're literally there, when you're touching these things. We've been to Louis Latimer House, Louis Armstrong House. Like we've been places.
And that's been-
and not just that, we've been to amusement parks
Yeah,
too.
that's a
And
fact.
we done went to the
Outdoorsy,
movies.
more activities, and that's basically, I'm not to cut you off, that's
Yeah.
basically the point I was trying to say with the phone. So same thing, what I do with the kids, and this is I specialize in from toddlers to adults, so it doesn't matter, it works for everybody. You get outside, you get active, but being that way in the school, as soon as you come in, you know what I mean? The phones are in your locker, or they got each teacher is gonna have like a certain box or whatever.
Yeah, they banned them this
Yeah,
year.
they banned. You're gonna be checked in, and you utilize your mouth, your actions. You in school. You know what I mean? So everything is not in the book. Bad
And
enough.
socialize,
Exactly,
right.
and then you know you pick good activities. You pick great topics. We try to blend it in with the lesson, and the kids realize, yo, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Such and Such, 5 hours done went by. It's lunchtime. It's time to go, and we ain't even touched the phone. So they gotta see it. You know what I mean?
Right.
The kids watch us, so it's easy for us to say it. So when they see the teachers do it and the parents do it, and you know we carry that out, that you know less phone time, more action, Ron. That's my whole thing. And podcasts, outdoor activities, all this plays a major part, and that's what this is all about. Because we need more of this because this dumbs you down. You know what I
Puts
mean?
you in
It
the
makes it too
matrix.
easy.
Puts you in the matrix in a
Exactly.
virtual world.
And life will pass you by, and
Right.
we don't want that for the youth. We don't want that for us. We don't want that for nobody. So that's what this is about. And that's
Right.
why-
Once again, they are the future. So if that's what they bring to the future, then guess what? We're caught in the matrix in their future,
Right.
basically.
For real.
Yeah, it reminds me of a quote from James Baldwin. He said, "For all these are our children. We will profit by or pay for whatever they become."
That's a fact.
Right.
That's
They
a
become
fact.
geniuses and good citizens, we profit. They become degenerates and criminals, we're gonna pay for it.
That's a fact.
And I always,
You
that,
gotta lead by
that's
example.
tattooed in my mind.
And
Right.
especially with these phones, and they look at everything we do. You know what I mean? They try to challenge you more. You know what I mean? Because they seeing everything scripted and rehearsed, and what the phone projects. So once you just I let children know, let people know you're not perfect, and you will make a mistake because we are human.
Yes.
And once they see how you navigate through life and you achieve your goals through whatever pitfalls, that shows, anything, you can do anything you want. when you
I
achieve,
also find that
Makes your mind
it
too.
makes them seek the wrong type of attention.
Yeah, it really does.
know
They
what
go
I'm
for the
saying?
easy. A lot of these kids, they want how to do it, how much I need to do it, and what's the full effect of it, and take me there. And they want you to do it for you. Once you take them there, then they want you to do it for them and just give it to them.
And shock reaction, because they feel they're gonna go viral with the shock
Yeah.
reaction.
Very.
Also.
Yeah,
Because
that's what they say.
today's value system now.
Sad.
And it's so unfortunate because even when you look at what's going on in the political climate, look at who's the representatives for both parties now.
Right.
You know, not to get on no political soapbox,
no,
but
no.
look who Kamala Harris bring. A dude who raps about selling drugs. And it's no knock on Migos. I like some of the songs.
Oh, don't forget
Look
the
at Meg Thee
Megan,
Stallion.
right? The twerker,
Like-
the twerker.
Right, that's a poor representation
Fact.
of your constituents,
And it's a
particularly if
distraction.
you're trying to
It's a
get the black
distraction
Yeah, that's a
vote.
distraction.
Definitely.
Right. What are you
But
gonna do for the people?
Then the
What we
Republicans do the same thing because you bring out Hulk Hogan and Amber Rose. Like, where's the best representation of society? Where are the intelligent people? Where are the scientists and the lawyers and the doctors and the real thinkers that can move a society forward? Don't backpedal and bring us the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
You know, because there's a time and a place for everything. I'll listen to Meg Thee Stallion if it's gonna cause some sisters to gyrate, but now there's no political campaign. Let's do that at a nightclub
Yeah, you're not
where the
listening to
kids are at bed. My
24/7.
grandmother ain't got to see it. It's a
Appropriate
time and a place for right.
On wood. Facts.
It's a time and a place for everything. I don't pass judgment on nobody, but I do. You know, it's a thing called discretion. We gotta know what's appropriate and what's not. You know what I mean? I'm
We
not
also
gonna wear
gotta
a
know
three-piece suit on a
what's your
basketball court.
plan. What's your plan for these next 4 years that
Yeah.
we're gonna put you in office?
have a plan.
That's a distraction. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Worrying about somebody's race, that's a distraction.
Fact.
Right.
All
What are you
fact.
bringing to the table is what we really want to know. You know what I'm
And
saying?
the popular, twerking song, hip hop songs, that's the allure. The younger generation, you know what I mean? To vote or not to vote, you know what I mean, for certain politicians.
A lot of them don't believe in voting.
And
I
they're all
tried
on the
to
same
explain that
side.
to
They're
somebody.
all on the same side.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them
Everybody's
don't
on the
believe
same
in
side.
voting. They don't know the importance of their vote
Shout
and what
to
they
Hill
hold
Harper.
in their hand.
Yeah.
Hill Harper,
And it shouldn't be every 4 years. It should be every year. Whenever there's a local election, that's when you could really
and
affect
that's the
change.
major. I'm glad you said that. Shout out to my bro Do It All, you know what I mean, in Jersey, and shout out to the chancellor. Shout out to New York as well. The community elections. I mean, I remember this. I was always told this on TBS. You know what I mean? It's no secret. You know what I mean? On Sesame Street, by certain adults, certain friends by me, elder and young. The
Right.
community elections is just as vital as your presidency because the community elections affect your hood, your neighborhood, the alleyways, the park, the libraries, whatever, whoever's running your town.
Right.
And they be right in your neighborhood. And some people just don't utilize this. Go stop by. You ain't gotta stop by the office. You could they got pamphlets, they got everything on this phone. You just tap, see their bio, and see what they're trying to do for your community and make a choice.
Plus, hold them accountable.
And then hold them
Yes.
accountable because they're in your community.
Right.
And I tell people, I say, yo, so when something comes that you don't like or they building something, you cannot say why or I don't want it because you're not doing nothing. And now is the time. And that's what this whole platform is all about. So please go vote because Hill Harper, he's been on me and he's right. I have to advocate this more. It's more than just the presidency. Vote who's ever running in your state, your town. Like I'm from New York. I be in Jersey. I reside in Jersey. I'm going to vote for the councilman in Jersey. If I was in New York, I'd be voting in New York. Wherever you're at, your local city politician, men or women, and got a lot of dope queens on the scene. Those are your moving shakers, and you start there, and then you work your way up. And I bet you'll see some type of result.
Right.
But,
Connect
closed
with
mouths
them.
Don't get fed. You know what I mean?
Connect with them.
Got
and
to. We got a lot of free events coming up. A lot.
and hold them accountable.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying? We live in a neighborhood. It's so underdeveloped. We only got 2 bodegas.
Yeah.
It's sad, okay? You
Yeah.
go to every other neighborhood, it's set up beautifully.
And that's why we gonna hit up Shy. Shout out to my boy. Shout out to the whole Wu-Tang family. We're gonna hit up Shy. Shy already told me we got the green light, so I'm gonna definitely be in his DM. I'm gonna definitely chop it up and give him a call, and we're gonna try to do something, get him down to LiveThatSINY. And you know, we putting this out into existence because it is gonna happen.
Oh,
it's gonna be a
definitely.
forefront. It's not gonna happen overnight, but I will be calling some of my dope Staten Island brothers and Shaheem. We'll be hitting you up, bro, because you said when I'm ready, give you a call. So we'll be giving you a call for future endeavors because we outside and we doing this all for the culture, man. Got to big up Staten Island.
All right.
Got to big up the people that show you love. Real talk.
I'm just gonna jump off for 1 minute. Please give them how they can contact you before this thing goes fast.
Yo,
Yeah.
facts. No grams, no nothing. Give them everything, please.
Yeah, you can follow me on social media, Waverly Ave Tad, WAVERLYTAD, Waverly Ave Tad, WAVERLYAVETAD, Waverly Ave Tad. You can also follow me, Coach Tad Cromwell on Instagram. You can follow me as Tad Cromwell on Facebook. Coach Tad Cromwell on
OG Wisdom
TikTok.
Podcast.
The OG Wisdom Podcast on Instagram.
Shout out to C Gutter. We appreciate you, my
C
guy.
Gutter, where you at?
Where you at? We gonna have you up
Also,
there.
Thorough Black Talk Radio, please. Thorough Black Talk Radio, Thorough Black Talk Radio. That's where we really go in deep into politics. Because right now, we just scratching the surface. I got
Yeah.
a super dope sister, my sister Keisha Forrester. She's my political analyst, pundit. She's worked with some phenomenal people, historians, like,
I got a great guest
My
for you,
sister's
too.
super
We gonna,
dope.
Hawthorne James.
Oh,
dude
no
he from
doubt.
Five. Yeah, we gonna make that
Yeah.
happen. Definitely.
you know, that's where you can find me. But again, Waverly Ave Tad is where I'm most active on. Coach Tad Cromwell, I'm in and out. That's more of the fitness I'm developing because I'm doing some behind the scenes things. What happened, and be transparent, I took a break. I took a 3-year hiatus.
Okay.
2020 was COVID.
Yeah, facts.
2020 was COVID.
Facts.
Rest in peace to everybody who lost a loved
Yeah.
one during the pandemic or
talk.
pandemic, whatever you want to identify it as.
All right,
And just when we
condolences.
thought the coast was clear, in 2021, I lost my mother.
Condolences.
And thank you. And I always tell people, she passed when I was in the right space mentally.
Right.
I was in the perfect space to receive her transition. People say, how could you be so strong? Like I said, because my mother done her job and she's done a great job. And she was able to see me develop into this man that I am today
Amen to that.
prior to her transition.
That's a fact.
Because I put my mother through hell as a teenager.
Right.
When I graduated junior high school, I was accepted to High School of Art and Design in Manhattan. You know, it's a pretty prestigious school. You can't be no dummy and go. You got to be
Real.
talented and have
fact.
great grades. And you know what she said? I'm telling you now, I'm not coming up there for your bullshit.
Okay. Right.
Because that's the kind of kid I was. I was
That's the kind
always
of tough love we needed growing up.
yeah. But my 14-year-old ears heard, they call all she wants, she not coming.
Right.
So my ass cut up. So I ended up going to 5 high schools.
Okay.
Got on design, got kicked out of there, this one, that one, the third. I bounced around. Junior high school was the last graduation my mother ever seen. Because I didn't graduate high school. I mean, I went and got my GED and then took it to go to college. Took some
You heard what he
classes.
said? You heard what he said? He didn't graduate and he still went back and got his papers. Shout out to my homegirl Lisa. She's 57 years old and she just got her GED as well.
No doubt.
Please go
salute.
get your stuff. I'm sorry.
I took my
have
grandmother
that.
to get her GED.
Amen to
that.
that.
Was crazy. I always
Amen
thought she
to
had
that.
it.
Amen to
I was
that.
like 20-something. She was in her 60s. And I took her to school to get it.
Yeah.
But I say that to say that after school, only aisles she seen me walk down were court aisles. Walking in and out of courtrooms. So when I started getting my awards, she was so happy and she was proud of me. And I say that to say that she was able to leave this planet knowing that I would be all right. Knowing that I got my shit together.
Right.
Because in fact, right, I've worked for the city for almost 20 years now. This makes 19 years. And I remember 1 month before I started the job, got into something, got pistol whipped and shot, And she came in the hospital and said, yo, when you just gonna cut this shit out?
Right.
When you gonna stop?
Enough is
And I was
enough.
like, for real, Ma, this time, it really wasn't my fault. So I got great memories of my mother, and I like that she got to see me transform.
And graduate.
Yeah.
Graduate in life. In life.
Yes.
Life graduation.
Yes, and she was so proud. And in
Amen to
fact,
that.
she lived in Virginia. So when I was getting the Man of Honor Award from the City Council and Hakeem Jeffries and them, she made plans to come. That was on Juneteenth of 2021. She transitioned May 30th of 2021, 3 weeks shy. You know, and I accepted that award, her honor, and I was just thankful to have had my mother for the 40 plus years that
Yes.
I did have her.
Right.
She got to meet her great grandchildren because I'm a grandfather also.
Okay.
She got to see me be the man that she always knew I could be. And she told me one time, she was always tough on me because she knew I wasn't living to my fullest potential. I've always been smart. But you know, children, we like attention, no matter how it is.
Right.
If I got to punch somebody in the face to get the attention,
We had more time on our hand back then. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Wasn't no phones
Right.
around. None of
We
those.
barely had cable, so.
For real, I know I
so
did.
I like to tell that story a lot of times because people see the almost finished product because I'm still a work in progress. Who I am today is not the man I'm going to be 5 years from now.
Right.
But I tell them, give their children some grace. But
Have to.
talk to them, love them, because that's what my mother did.
What an
She loved me.
understanding. And have an understanding.
Yeah, same thing with my pops. That's my dude. I love my father to death. Shout out to you,
Should.
Pop, dude.
As you should.
That's my dude right there. Love my pops to life. Always have. He didn't, you know, he didn't live in the house with us, but he lived a few blocks over. So I was raised on 2 blocks, my mother's block and my father's block.
Right.
Lives with both of them. And when you have a family that rears you in love, you be surprised. Because they expected more of me, but they didn't beat me up for it, for not living up to my potential.
Right.
Some adults I see, they beat their children down, and you're just compounding the negative self-image they may have of themselves. Because, you know, a lot of times, and I like to share this with people, everybody's fighting 2 fights. The internal fight of being the best that they can be, moving their life to the next level, and the external fight of people with their assumptions of thinking they know who you are by how you show up or how
Right.
you dress. Sometimes I talk to people, I love my Yankee hats. I wear my hip hop clothes, but then when we can have conversations and I can talk about books and scholars that I've met and
Suited
places
and
I've
booted
been,
and all
they're
that.
always surprised. Like, why are you surprised? Because you made an assumption that you had me figured out. And then a man could walk in a 3-piece suit and they'll look at him as an authoritative figure and he probably just a bum that got cleaned up for somebody's generosity. So don't think you know people
Don't assume.
based on your limited information on what you think you know.
Right.
Because none of us know it all. And there's always room to grow, there's always room to learn.
And can't judge a book by its cover.
Oh no,
Right.
definitely not. Because I had a book, keep pistoling, you open the book, you're like, oh, you got one of those. All right, so let me read a chapter to you, homie.
Right.
Thou shalt not. You know what I'm saying?
Bug around.
For real, man.
But you know, I mean, it's the reality, and I really want people to just be receptive to new information. We're in the information age now. And the way we were prepared for the world back when our parents was raising us, this not that world. We wasn't prepared for this world that we live in now. We, like, you think about as kids, I think we all about the same age, when
yeah.
we used to watch the Jetsons. You think the technology we have right now has surpassed the Jetsons technology. And that's within our lifetime. So imagine the children coming behind us.
Facts.
We were taught the social loop of go to school, get a good job, get married,
Drone
have
life,
children.
drones.
Yeah,
Drones,
like
right.
drones. And it's not working for nobody anymore. There's so much more to life than just going to work. In fact, that's how I got overweight. Because I was in the street and I was like, yo, I gotta get my shit together, man. I'm get out these streets. I got a job. So I think I'm doing the good thing, which I was. I had steady income. It wasn't what I was making on the block, but I had income to take care of my family. But now all I do is go to work, come home, eat in front of the TV mindlessly. And I'm just expanding, filling up the couch. And I said, it's more to life than this.
Yes, it is.
Just, all right, I'm not in trouble no more. I'm not taking penitentiary chances. I'm doing what they say. I got a good family. I have a good supporting woman, got my children, got a good job, I'm cushy, comfortable, riding nice. But there got to be more to life than this.
Right, and also, it was
there is.
shortening your life.
Oh,
the
yeah.
more you expand,
Oh,
okay?
yeah.
The shorter the years was going to be.
Yeah. So I got off that couch and just got active and started losing weight. All right, I'm losing weight. I feel good. I'm mobile. But what else is there? What else is there? Then people who remember me from childhood. Oh, you used to be bad. What you up to now? Are you working? You this? I'm surprised you ain't dead or you ain't in jail. Yeah. And then people were inquisitive of, well, what did you do? Because you look different. There's a different glow about you.
Right.
Like, I don't see that. I used to walk around with the screw, you know, I'm old school Brooklyn, so you walk around with the screw face like somebody's scared of you.
Right.
And for me, you better, because I always tell people, everybody from the streets ain't tough. Whether you believe it or not, a lot of them just selling wolf tickets.
Oh,
and
yeah.
if you buy it, that's your bad.
Intimidation is the game. Right.
Yeah, intimidation.
Imagery, intimidation.
Because I'm not intimidated by nobody.
Right.
I'm not
You have to be
intimidated by
fearless.
nobody.
Right. You got to be fearless.
So now what we gonna do? Somebody asked me, was it a Napoleon complex? I said, I never had a complex about my height, because I don't look at myself as a short dude.
Right.
I said, my heart has always been what it was. I'm not scared of people. I respect people. I'm not stupid. I know danger exists. I'm cautious, because some people are just ignorant.
Yeah, you can't be ignorant. Yeah, ignorance is bliss. You know that, but
You know, but
you are who you are. You can't change that.
yeah, but
You embrace it.
I share these stories for people with children like me.
Right.
That's
Who
what
people will
embracing
be
it.
like, yo, they the bad kids, they the bad kids.
Taz, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of the next generation.
You know what I'm saying? The-
And it
right.
helps them. It's like,
Yeah.
it's all like therapy. Everything is like therapy in a way too. You know what I mean? Like I said,
I've been to therapy. That's very
this
important.
pandemic,
That's very
you
important.
see people, a lot of these people in the streets, the people that had jobs, a lot of these homeless people were rich or still are rich and just lost their
I was going to
marbles.
therapy before the pandemic.
God bless.
Right,
And it's all about, you know, having someone to vent to, having someone to lean on, or learning how to escape from your troubles. And back to what I was saying, I hate to sound like a pitcher, but I am pitching. You know, you do the podcast, you network, 3 different brands, growing, award-winning, about to be award-winning, and soon to come. And we all been nominated. We all
he got
seen
plenty
all
of
type
accolades.
Yeah,
Right.
we all have. And at the end of the day, we still can work and breathe together in one room and coexist. And that's what this is all about. You know what I mean?
And I like that you use networking, because people don't see the value in networking.
They say it,
And
you know
there's-
what I mean? They
yeah.
text it, but they don't do it. You gotta get off the phones, get outside, and do it. How do you think all this come about? 3 different brands, a dope, inspiring artist from Toronto, an OG editor in the cut. Because this man, me, and this man, every closed mouth don't get fed. And I was told that by my elders, and my elders were told that by their elders, and I think their elders were told that by theirs.
Right.
So this is something from the
And
beginning of time.
seeking your higher self and
Yes.
leaving that lower behind.
And that's what it's about. Tapping into the high. And I like you said that, you know, a closed mouth don't get fed. A lot of times you'll be around certain people and you can be with a celebrity, somebody that got money, and they be like, yo, why such and such ain't helping you? I don't know. And you ask such and such, yo, why you don't help him? He never asked. He never asked me for help.
At all.
Right.
I got
That's
100
insinuated.
people over here asking me for help, so I'm.
Like, oh,
Well, he's standing right here. He don't say.
Yeah.
Right.
Closed mouth. You got to put it out there for what you
We're
want.
only human, man. Nobody's perfect. So
And not
get
just
out there.
ask a person, but ask your creator. Ask yourself, what can I do to move the needle forward
fact.
to get me to where I want to be in life?
That might be episode 2, the power of prayer. A lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
journaling is important.
Yo.
Journalism, just to get your thoughts
I
out, man.
tell
When
people
your
all the
mind
time,
be racing,
you gotta write things down. Your phone pad in your phone, all you phone guys. If not, you get old fashioned with it. Get a notebook, or you can go to Home Depot. You can go to any size store, mom and pop, and get you a journal and purchase it.
you get you a 99-cent
I mean,
composition.
I'm just trying to.
You get
you heard
you-
it from the OG.
Because what journaling does is it really helps you organize your thoughts. Your mind be racing, you overthinking.
might come something.
Get it
you might
out.
Forget it. You already have it jotted
And
down.
sometimes
I know.
the subconscious start moving your hand.
Right.
You start writing things that you ain't even thinking about before you know it. Your thoughts is racing faster than you could write, and you look back like, wow, I need to do something about this.
Right.
Whatever it is, whether it's a problem or something you want to do,
And you can
Get it
study,
out of yourself.
You can study your progress. You can see your growth. You know what I mean?
yeah.
This is word from the wise. I've been doing podcasts 13 years and turning me to a phenom. And the OG, he been around and he's collecting accolades left and right. It's not about that, but networking and the offer experience will take you a long way. And stay humble, please.
Right.
Stay humble, including myself.
Yeah, but you know the accolades, it lends value.
Yeah, it does.
Shows that your
projects-
peer group respect what you're
Oh,
doing.
What you're
Definitely,
doing makes
right.
sense, and
Yeah.
you're right in certain
and,
categories.
and you're respected in the community.
And that's what we all want.
Because unfortunately, a lot of my information and knowledge, the foundation of my knowledge come from the streets. So you see sometimes brothers be on the corner with meaningless arguments, pointless arguments, because everybody just want to be right for whatever the case. And nobody wants to be humble and just receive something.
Right.
So we go there and we start bumping heads and we can't get nobody to agree with us or disagree with us. But when you have an organized, structured community that specializes in this field of expertise, we can say, you know what? You're doing a great job by how all of us, the elders, the council of people who really do this. It's like when you take the bar exam. You know, the bars, the British accredited registry.
yeah.
They recognize that you meet the standards to practice law.
Yeah.
In here and in Europe.
Independent
Same
all
thing
with
with
a
going to school with medicine.
Same thing.
Peer review papers. Like, what are your thoughts on this? Don't regurgitate it. What's your independent idea?
Right.
Because you've been doing it 13 years. I'm just sticking my toe in it, taking it more serious because it's encouraged by people like you and other folks like, yo, it's a lot of money in this. In fact, I was just down in Atlanta at Charlemagne's Black Effect podcast
Shout out to
festival.
Charlemagne. You got
Yeah.
a festival coming up too.
Yeah, it was the
next
second
week.
year doing it in Atlanta, and it was super dope. You know
Shout out
what
to
I mean?
Angela Yee. Shout out to Mano. I'm sorry. Cause
Yeah, no, shout out to everybody doing
everybody
their
doing their
Right.
thing.
Mano got a dope story, you know what I'm saying? I don't know him personally, you know, we know a lot of the same people. I don't know him personally, but I can respect anybody who's been down in a situation but didn't let that deter them, but fuel their desire to get to the next level. He said, yo, when I get out of jail, I'm not coming back. And being his authentic self, whether you
Right.
agree with
Stay
him or
humble,
not.
Right, didn't change. You're right.
And that's what we
Inspire
got.
yourself.
That's what we got to look at, because
That's what I try to
everybody
tell
love rags the riches stories. It's inspiring. Nobody cares if you was born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Now you got a whole silver cutlery
Supposed to do
thing.
something. You got
yeah, you were started on board. But what about
We're not
those?
knocking that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
A lot of
we're
people
not
don't- a lot of
knocking
people don't utilize that.
Right,
But
we
for
not
those
knocking
that
it.
want to go places and start
That
from the
started
bottom,
from zero, yeah.
opening doors, it's breathtaking for anybody.
Because the Creator didn't put us here to live in lack. I don't subscribe to poverty. I'm not a poor righteous teacher.
Right.
I always want to put that on the table. I believe there's enough here for everybody.
not in no tunnel vision.
Yeah, it's enough
Worldly
here.
view.
The world is abundant.
Amen.
There's space for you. Even when they say it ain't no space, I promise you they'll find a spot just for you.
That's a fact. And you'll
You
love
just
it.
got to believe in yourself. And sometimes that's the universe testing you to see how bad do you want it.
it.
Are you
Yeah.
going to take that extra step to
Overnight
get to where you
success,
say?
nothing is happening overnight.
Prince said it's take a lifetime to become an overnight success.
Yes.
I thought that was dope. Because
fact.
people didn't know how many years Prince been practicing before he became the artist we know and love.
Right.
He played about 6 instruments, 5 or 6 instruments.
I think more than that.
He said it takes a lifetime to become an overnight success. So you may see a person be like, yo, where he come from? But they don't see this show right here, right now. You might catch it on MTV, ABC, CBS. And it's like, yeah, he been doing this since 2024. Here it is 2034.
Crazy.
And it's like he came up, no, it's the grind. But you gotta be authentic.
Got to.
You gotta, and authentic with yourself. Keep it real with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're doing what you want to do. Make sure that this is in alignment with what your creator, whether Allah, Buddha, Judah, Jehovah, Yahweh, or the head of lettuce that rerun of what's happening was worshiping. Whatever your higher thing is, make sure it's in alignment, and you're not gonna go wrong. I was kept here because as a kid, I was ready to die. It didn't matter to me. It didn't matter, you know, so I was out there taking them chances. That's why I was always into some shit. But when I realized that it wasn't my time to go, but unfortunately, I lost so many childhood friends during our childhood, I said, yo, I'm here for something. I just got to figure it out. And all that stuff I went through was my testimony. It's part of my testimony.
We are
You
all
can't
here
reach
for a
somebody
reason.
if you haven't been where they've been. I always say you can't teach the people if you can't reach the people. If you don't know what it is to be hungry, if you don't know what it is to come from a drug den, if you don't know what it is to come from any type of abuse at home, and I'm so thankful that that hasn't been my story, but I've seen it for other people. But if you can't connect to that, if you can't connect to people's trials and tribulations, what are you really offering?
And I'll tell you one thing before because this is a dope show. Yo, this was dope, Ja. listen, from one man, as a human being to the next human being, one thing I notice and one thing I practice, because we got to practice what you preach.
Right.
One thing we do not do enough is tell each other as a human being the greatness you see in them.
Yes.
What's so hard about that? And that's just that.
And believing in yourself and
Got
believing
to.
in others
Got to.
also.
Got to.
That's a fact.
You got to.
You know.
That's a fact.
You got to. You know what I mean? Because it's like this. You know, you could have always had that voice. You always did. What if you didn't do podcasts? What if you did? It's people around you, such as myself and friends, supposed to be like, you know what? You look like you could be a host. You look like you be a spokesman. Then you lost weight. You inspired me when I was young. You could bring that nutrition fitness to life. And it doesn't have to be, you know, just because, you know, you're doing podcasts. Whatever it is, doctoring, elevation. Tell somebody the greatness, the king and queen you see in them. That's what it's all about. And the whole world would be a better place. I swear to God.
Yeah, we definitely need to
swear to
encourage
God.
each other.
Nobody's elevating, nobody's congratulating anybody. Everybody just want a pat on the back. We're all great. But just be real about the greatness that you see in that person. Don't cap.
Yeah, I definitely got to give a shout out to Doggy Diamonds.
Oh, shout out
Doggy
to Doggy.
Doggy.
Believe in me
Doggy
from day
Diamonds
one.
TV.
Doggy believe in me from day one.
Do some phenomenal things.
Facts.
You know, these are people that we need to hold up.
Facts.
You know, and I thought it was dope when we was in Atlanta. Charlamagne the God saw Doggy, be like, yo, when I'm gonna get you on the Breakfast Club? When I'm gonna get you? And he was like, yo, let me work out what I'm working out. And I thought that was dope because most people will clamor to jump on anybody's platform. And granted,
I mean, cut you off. When you came with Doggy, Doggy was like, I came to make sure you valid who you all claim to be. Because I'm hearing a lot of talking in my neighborhood, and this is what I've been doing. And that's why I heard of you. You know, a little old. And it was like the realness is like, it's good to see people complimenting each other, and that man been doing it.
right.
And that's what it's all about, man.
And he's one of the people that
And I
inspired
salute
me,
that.
motivated me,
Definitely was
gave
motivation.
me
I never
pointers
forget the day I met him.
and tips. You know, my brother A. Rashid, shout out to him. You know, like I'm surrounded and connected to so many dope people. Like sometimes people go on my page and see things like with me and Gutter working together. People say, yo, how you get Gutter to sit down with you? I said, yo, that's my man.
Yeah.
We
Gotta hang you down here too.
I say that's my man. Like
fact.
I met Gutter in the '80s through my big brother. You know what I'm saying? Because he got me by a couple of years.
Fact.
And I'm connected to so many dope people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what I like about the people that I'm connected to, everybody got their own thoughts. We not a monolithic group. So you can catch any of us arguing or debating any day. And we respect that we're individuals. We're not clones. And that's what we want people to be. Be your authentic self. Be who you're born to be. Don't get on everybody else's bandwagon.
Play your
Be
part.
afraid to step outside of the circle and say, I don't agree with that. Even when you're part of a team, I always encourage people, think for yourself, but work for the group.
Right.
That's all right. If y'all got an agenda that you may feel is beneficial, move the needle forward. But at the same token, think for yourself, because people will have you hating a group of people who haven't done anything to you personally.
Right.
And this is what we got to do, start breaking it down.
Yeah, we
wrapping up.
yeah, we want to wrap down. Power hour goes very, very
You said it. You said it, John.
Right.
Yeah.
Very fast. So we definitely will be bringing you back. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. And I'd love to be back.
Tip the iceberg. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
just touched on it, but we got
Definitely
it.
entertaining.